Alright folks, welcome back to the channel. Last week I surprised probably a lot of you by doing something I haven't done in a long time, and that was going kayak camping. A couple years ago, I think it was last year, was thinking that more and more about, man, I should probably go kayak camping again. I haven't done it in a long time, but that video was done. I haven't been there yet. I'm packing and planning my trip right now. And to go on one of these trips, you have to do a little bit of planning, and you have to kind of go through your gear on what you're going to take when you go out. I'm no expert at it, but over the years with trial and error and learning from other people what they do about the gear you take and how you pack it makes a difference. And I'm going to tell you, I go on this trip in 3 days, and I'm going through my gear to see what I'm going to take with me, how much things weigh, and yeah, pray that the weather holds out. So in this video, I'm showing you the equipment that I'm taking and how I'm packing it into this kayak. So follow along. Alright folks, well, preparing to go kayak camping takes a little thought. It's been a little while since I've done it, and I've added gear, I've shedded gear over the years, and one of the big changes that I'm making for this trip is I'm going with a tent, ground tent, instead of my old hammock tent. One of the issues that I've had in the past with the hammock tent was that finding the right trees, the distance, and one of the things that, I don't know, always made me nervous was I never liked setting up my hammock tent over a rock or stumps, just in case that thing decided to break out in the middle of the night, that I didn't come down and smack my head off a rock or into the middle of my back with a stump. So I went to a ground tent, and I'll tell you, some of you picked up on something. A video that I did last year, I got this tent, it was an Amazon special. It was on special for $14, and I can't remember if it was some sort of Amazon day or whatever it was. I can't remember what it was. But I bought it. I'm like, you can't go wrong for $14. And in a video that I did last year on product reviews, I knew the weather was going to be bad. I knew we were going to get some winds, and I knew we were going to get some rain. And some of you in that video saw that tent set up and actually asked, is somebody camping with you, or what's the tent all about? Well, I brought it with me on that trip specifically to set it up. And I wanted to see how well it shed water, and I wanted to see how well it stood up against the wind. And I have to tell you, I was impressed. But yeah, I was kind of surprised that some of you out there picked that out on the video pretty quickly. But anyways, on this table is pretty much, except for the water that I'm going to take a couple little jugs of water, and my bag of clothing. Now, some of you, if you've never been kayaking before, I can tell you that in my kayak I have dry storage in the rear and dry storage in the front, but I still use some dry bags. And starting out kayaking and canoeing, there's a big difference in some of the bags that you buy, and I just wanted to point that out for you. So this was a bag that came in a kit. I think I got 3 bags in the kit, and I can't remember how much they were. It was like, I don't know, 15 bucks maybe. And yeah, you can put stuff in them, you can store stuff in them, but they don't really, if they they get wet, they don't really keep things dry. And the other thing is that the material is so thin. I mean, this is, you can see my hand just about right through it, you know, in there. And yeah, that's easily torn. And this is a real dry bag here. I can't remember who makes this, but yeah, this is a good heavy duty dry bag right here. Reinforced bottom, and you can just tell that the material is a lot thicker. So if you are planning on going canoe camping, kayak camping, and you want a dry bag, pay a little extra for the heavier duty ones, because they will last a lot longer and they will keep things dry. I mean, there's a big difference between these two here. I'm holding this one in the corner and it's sturdy enough to hold up all the way across, and I'm holding this one and I gotta bend my hand. You know, that's quite flimsy. So that's a big difference in the dry bag. But the big thing here is weight and how you pack your kayak. My Eddy line that I've had now for 8 years. Can you believe it? This is the 8th season with this kayak, and I still love it. I still love it. So I have dry storage in the back, and I have dry storage in the front. I have some room behind my seat, and I have room on each side of my seat that I can put gear. This kayak has a capacity of 350 pounds. I am, scales right here, and I weighed myself because I was weighing my equipment. I'm 255, so that means I have 95 pounds capacity beyond myself. I don't want to put that much gear into the kayak. I'm shooting for about 40 pounds of gear. And everything that you see on this table right now, this is 37 pounds. My water and my clothing, other than my thermals are right here. If you're new to the Adirondacks, you know that it could be 88 degrees during the day, and it could be 38 at night. So I have a pair of thermals that I'm going to be taking with me just in case, and a pair of thermal socks. This is thermal underwear, and I will have the top to go with it. But everything on this table is 37 pounds, and it's pretty much everything that I'm going to take with me. Now there's some gear that I carry with me anyways in the kayak, and that's this corner here. This is emergency kayak repair. If I poke a hole in the kayak or a crack, you know, I get hit a rock, hit a stump under the water, hit something that damages my kayak, this is my emergency repair, and I carry that anyways in the kayak. I also carry a first aid kit in the kayak. I also carry toilet paper in the kayak because you just never know. I also carry pull start fire in my kayak in case I roll, the weather's not the greatest, and I need to get warmed up pretty quick. This will light pretty quickly. And the last item I carry all the time in my kayak is an emergency throw rope. This is in case I see somebody in trouble. You ever hear the term "throw, don't go"? That is something when years ago, going back quite a few years now, probably 40. In lifeguard training, throw, don't go. Probably over the years that has changed a little bit, but this is a throw bag that has rope coiled up into it, so when you throw it, it's got the weight to get to the person, and then you can pull them out, or I could throw it to somebody to pull me out. But this is that is the gear that I normally carry on my kayak all the time. One of the changes I made several years ago, it's been 6 years now since I had a Coleman lantern, and I still have that lantern. I carry it in my camper. I haven't used it in quite a while, but one of the things when I had the canoe, it was easy to take that lantern with you. You could just stand it up and pack your gear in, and then you string everything in, so if you roll your canoe, it kind of stays with the canoe. But in the kayak, it's hard to put it someplace. I can get it into my back dry storage, but I gotta lay it on its side, and I fear the fuel leaking out of it at some point. And once the fuel permeates the sleeping bag and all that stuff. So one of the changes I made was going to the Jackery. And this is a 160 Jackery. It's the first Jackery I bought. And the thing I like about it is that it fits into both my dry storage easily. So, but it is about 6 pounds, so it does take up some weight, but it's about the equivalent of taking a Coleman lantern with me. I'm taking that because here's my light that plugs into it. This light will only use about 5 to 6 watts of power an hour. So this, theoretically, this Jackery can power it for 20 hours. I'm not going to need it for that long. So that is the one change that I made for lighting. I don't take my Coleman lantern anymore. I take my Jackery. If the Jackery fails, I mean the Coleman lantern can fail. I don't know how many times you would have to take spare mantles with you. You know, you pull your the Coleman lantern out, and you see that your mantle's laying on the bottom, and it's like, so now you get take it apart, and you got to get it off, put the new one on, and that happens. But anyways, the gear that I'd like to take with me, of course, my tent. That's going to go with me. This is, since I had my surgery on my neck many years ago, it's been 27 years ago, I use there's a kind of a pillow I use that it braces my neck quite well. This is one of them, and what I like about them is that they're small and they can go right into a bag. So that's my pillow for my neck. This is a tarp. This is the tarp for my hammock tent that I'm going to take with me just in case we get some storms, because today it's 87 degrees and I love it. But I can tell there's upset in the atmosphere, so we've got a storm that's going to be brewing. This here goes along with this. This is my inflatable sleeping pad. I should pull this out and blow it up to make sure it holds air, because it's been a while since I've blown it up. But this is a bit, kind of a barrier that when you lay this on the ground, you lay this over it, and it will keep the ground cold from getting to me. And it's a pretty neat little blanket, but that is something I like to take with me. That is my sleeping pad, my thermal underwear. This sleeping bag, I have 3 sleeping bags. And one of the sleeping bags is good down to 20 degrees. I have another one that's good to 32 degrees, and I have another one that's good to 45 degrees, I think it is. This is the one that's good till 32. And this is the sleeping bag I'm going to take with me. I don't know what the temperature is going to be. Looking at the temperature from my house to where the closest town I could get to is Long Lake. It's a little over an hour away from me, but here, when I looked at it earlier, it was 87 here, and it was 78 in Long Lake. That is a 9-degree difference. So I'm thinking if tonight's temperature is going to be 58 degrees here, it's going to be 49 up there. So this sleeping bag, like I said before, I've been in the Moose River Plains, 88 during the day, 38 at night. So this is a sleeping bag that's going to go with me. This sleeping bag does fit into this rear hatch. This is my kitchen. This has my stove, and it has the gas in it. And then this also has my eating utensils in it. I have to boil water, because I'm taking some shelf to table freeze-dried food with me. This is camp suds to wash the stink off me at the end of the day. I have my saw so I can get some firewood and hopefully keep a fire going if it's going to be a nice night. This is my food, my shelf to tables in here. I have some granola in here. I have some peanut butter crackers in here. I would like to take a Bluetooth speaker with me because I'm going to download a couple of podcasts and listen to them while I'm sitting at the fire. And of course, speaking of fire, I have my Blackbeard fire starters. So this is, I have a chair that I used to take with me that strapped on the back of the kayak right here. It's a little bit longer than this. This is the new chair, and the old one was probably about this long, and it was a little bit bigger, and it's heavier. But it's one that sits down on the ground. This one here I got off of, it was another Amazon special, and I want to say it was like $15 for this. It might have been a little bit more, maybe 17. I did set it up and check it to make sure it's going to work for me. But this here is the chair I want to take. It fits in my rear compartment, but it also fits right there behind my seat very nicely. So that's an idea of where I can put it. The last item on the table is a table. This is what has one of those roll-out tops, and it snaps onto the frame that you put together. This is the first time I've ever going to be taking one of these tables. I know the campsite that I'm going to, I believe, has a picnic table. So this is one of those things that I may not take with me. I don't know. I may take it with me, I may not. I'm still on the fence about that one. But everything on this table is 37 pounds. Now, the important things about kayak camping or canoe camping is knowing your weight, how much you're taking with you. So the only thing I don't have are the clothes that I'm going to be taking with me, which is not going to be very much. And I'm going to be taking a towel with me. So we may look at maybe 5 pounds with clothing. Maybe I will be weighing it before I put it into the kayak. And I am going to be taking a couple of liters of water with me. I can take my filter with me to filter water, but I'm not going to be gone very long, so I'm thinking that I could probably, with a couple liters of water, 3 or 4, that might be sufficient. That would be, if I do that, it would be, how many pounds would that be? Be about another 5 pounds. So if this is 37, 42, we're looking at about 47 pounds. So an item like this may not go. So knowing your weight of your equipment is the number one thing. The number 2 thing is packing it into your kayak. Everything has to have a home. You don't want your nose to be too heavy, and you don't want your rear to be too heavy. You want to be kind of evened out. So that's why I'm out here in the garage doing this video to find out where I can put everything in this kayak. It's been a while, and I don't remember where I put everything. And I've added a few things over the years, and I've subtracted a few things over the years. But that will be my next assignment, is to find a home for everything on this table in this kayak. The lake that I'm going to is known for to have some chop in it, so I don't want to put too much weight into the kayak because I don't want to sit too low in the water, because every time a wave will splash over and add some water, it adds some weight. So I'm already going to have enough weight in the kayak. So that's my next assignment here. Since I know what the weight is of all this stuff, I'm going to start packing it in to see where I can find a home for it. Alright, well, I think I did it. Everything from the table is now in the kayak. So we have the front bulkhead has a not quite full. It could still put some stuff in there. The only items I have in the cockpit is behind the seat. I have my chair and my little table, and my back bulkhead is pretty much full. You can see right there's the jackery. My sleeping bag is all at this end, and then everything else is in there. That's my food bag there, but I don't have anything we're in the cockpit. Other than those two items, I'm thinking that the clothes that I can take are going to be able to fit into here. I mean, there's still more room on this side, so that would be able to fit quite a bit right in there. And the bottles of water that I'm going to take, I can put one here and put one over here. And yeah, that is going to be the how I pack it up, I guess. If you're worried that I'm going to run out of water or anything like that, I do carry on my deck bag anyways a life straw. I have carried that for a while, that if I run out of water, I can fill that jug up right from the lake that I'm in and use the life straw to filter out anything that could harm me. I hope it works well. But I've had good luck with them before. But that's how it is. Is the kayak heavier? Yeah, it is. But 37 pounds of gear are in the kayak, and I can put the covers on without any issues, and I can sit in there without being crowded. Nothing's going to be in here. Like I said before, the chair that I used to take, I have put it here, and I have put it in here. Now, the Jackery that I have also has solar panels that go with it. I don't think I'm going to take them with me because I don't anticipate, the only thing that's going to need power is the light, and that only uses 5 to 6 watts, and my phone. Like I said, I'm going to download a couple podcasts before I go, so when I'm sitting at the fire, I can listen to a couple of podcasts. And so my phone will need to be charged. So I don't anticipate using any more than maybe on that 160, 20%, 25% at the most each night. So I don't think I'm going to take the solar panels with me. If I did, I would strap them in underneath the bungee here. But yes, that is what I think I'm going to be ready to go on this trip that you guys already seen, because this is I haven't gone on that trip yet. This is the prelude to it. Getting everything packed into the kayak and making sure that, you know, I'm not too heavy in the rear, I'm not too heavy in the front. I mean, that's pretty good there, I think. We'll come up here to the front. And yeah, I think that's pretty good. Like I said, the only thing I'm lacking is a little bit of clothes that I will put into here, a towel. Probably a couple of t-shirts. For shoes, I am taking my kayak shoes that I will be wearing in the kayak. And I'm thinking I'm going to take a pair of land shoes. Nothing like hiking boots or anything, just a pair of maybe slip-on shoes. So I don't step on anything sharp when at the campsite, because you never know. There might have been some idiots there a couple years ago that broke some bottles. You never know. Never know, never know. So I think I'm good. I think I'm good, and I hope everything goes well for my trip. Like I said, right now it is 87 degrees here. Well, now it's 89, looking up at my temperature gauge, 89. I do believe we have thunderstorms coming in, because you can just kind of, the humidity and with the atmosphere disturbances, I hope the storms come through before I leave, which is in 3 days. I'm kind of excited to go on this. I haven't done it in a few years. I mean, a few years. I think the last time I went kayak camping would have been in 2020, maybe 2019. It's been at least 5 years. So, like I said, the only thing that I've replaced, I'm going from a hammock tent to a ground tent, and I'm no longer taking my Coleman lantern. I'm taking a Jackery for lighting. So 37 pounds of gear in the kayak. Alright folks, you watched all the way through. Thanks for that. If you liked the video, make sure to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, click the subscribe button down below. Continue to follow the adventure. And remember folks, tomorrow is no guarantee for any one of us. So disconnect from that Wi-Fi, connect to this out here. You won't be disappointed.